Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, yai da dai da dai dai bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom.
Good
Shabbat Shalom. I thought maybe I could turn the service over to Avi and he could lead us
He was ready.
for a moment. He was game on. Hey, good Shabbos, everyone. As we always do, let's create community, chat with each other on the YouTube chat or on Facebook. Let us know you're here. Tell us where you're coming from. It's so awesome how we've created community. And it's also remarkable that as we celebrate Purim this week, it's really the reminder that we've been in this challenge, this pandemic, for a year. At Temple, that was the last time we were all together, right? The Purim Carnival, when we had hundreds of people in our sanctuary, in the social hall, in the lobby, playing, laughing, singing, and then the world shut down, right? And so for us, it's a really stark reminder of what we've been through this past year. And next Friday night, we're calling it our Resiliency Shabbat, or Shabbat of Resilience. And the idea of reminding us of what we've been through and the hurdles we've overcome and the loss we've experienced, but also the silver lining that we found too. And we all agree, Cantor, Rabbi, me, that one of those is the reality of the community that we have here and how we've been able to pray together and be together, even though we miss the hugs and we miss the hearing each other's voices, that we've still had this opportunity. And we've made this work. And your comments in the chats and your introducing one another and making new friends and finding old friends is one of the greatest blessings to have. So tonight's a Kaya service. It's a relaxed service. It's informal. It's meditative. It's a time just to create Shabbat, to have this moment in our lives. If you want to follow along with the prayer book, you're welcome to do so, which of course is accessible through the YouTube link or through our website, that has the resources page there in the YouTube link as well. And you can follow the Friday evening prayer book. We'll put up the Kaddish when we get to that prayer and some of the others as well up on the screen. But most importantly, just a way for us to create Shabbat. And so you can do it whatever way works best for you, whether it's seated, whether it's standing at the prayers we often stand at, or whether it's sitting with a glass of wine or a cocktail or a glass of water, whichever is your way to make this time holy. That's what it's about. We learn in our tradition, one of the things that we're told, Achad Ha'am, one of the really early philosophers of the state of Israel, said, more than the people of Israel have kept Shabbat, it is Shabbat that has kept us a people. And those words go along with Vishamru, reminding us that commandment to observe Shabbat, to find this time holy in our lives. Let's hear those words in our minds. Let's bring those words into our hearts, into our souls. So breathe in deeply. God's gift to each and every one of us. And breathe out slowly. Our gift to this world. It is Shabbat. This time we have to take a time to focus on the blessings that are part of who we are and a part of our lives. More than the people of Israel have kept this day as Shabbat, it's Shabbat that has kept us as a people, have kept us holding on to our values, kept us connected to one another, have kept us reminding ourselves the blessings that are there, even in the midst of the most difficult of times. And so that's why the mystics had a teaching that we're given a second soul on this day, that God places within each and every one of us a second soul. Maybe it's to make us a little more attuned to our world, to be more observant, more aware, more appreciative, more focused. Maybe it's to feel the goodness that is there, even in the midst of the challenges. Reminding us how significant we have in each other and what we have in this day. How much this means to be able to give ourselves pause and to think for a moment, maybe with our eyes closed, about the radiance of the sun today, how it warmed our cheek, how it prepared our soul. It almost gave us hope. In a sense, the past 3 days that have brought that sunshine into our world, as we've seen it come through windows, as we've walked outside and been warmed by it, realizing with each day a little more light, with each day a little more hope. 6 days we have in a week. The 7th day is our blessing of Shabbat. But part of Shabbat is to remind us that every day that we have breath is a blessing. Every day we have breath is a time of gratitude. And let's use Shabbat to remind ourselves of how fortunate we are to be in this world, to be connected, to be together, to have this day of Shabbat.
Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai Et Hashamayim V'et Haaretz Uvayom HaShvi Shabbat
And so with that perspective, with our breath, so can we rise together now and join with Cantor, with our prayers, with the call to worship.
La all the love you have to give. Shelter us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Next prayer that we join together in are the words of the Hashkivenu. And it amazes me every time as we read our prayers how our ancestors, the sages, thousands of years ago, were able to think of messages that were universal, that were still relevant to us today. In this prayer, we cite the words, we say, be a shield around us. We ask God to protect us from our enemies, from disease, violence, homelessness, and hunger. And as we find ourselves living through a pandemic, or we turn on the news this past week or last week and watch the power outages in Texas, and the fragility, it reminds us of the fragility of our lives, the fragility of our homes and how precious they really are. And so as we prepare to say the words of the Hashkivenu, I invite you to close your eyes just for a moment again and to look within, to focus on your breathing, to breathe in, slowly inhaling through your nose, and to breathe out, exhaling through your mouth. Continue to focus on that breath, that gift from God. And as you do that, take a moment to picture in your mind what that shield that God protects us with, what that looks like to you. Some of the words in here refer to a shelter of peace that God spreads over us, or that God's wings of peace are spread over us as well. Picture in your mind whatever it is that protects you. Those wings of peace, a shelter of peace, a shield. What is it in your mind that you see? How does it protect you? How does it help you avoid disease? How does it keep you away from violence and enemies? What is it that protects you from that homelessness, from hunger? I invite you also to picture in your mind how it is that we can provide that for others, that we can partner with God to create stronger bonds, relationships, friendships, that we can work to eradicate disease and illnesses, that we can put an end to homelessness and hunger. As we recite these words of the Hashkivenu, we think of what we can do and how we can partner with God as we ask God to do just that, and to provide our world a time of peace. As we join together in the Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha L'chaim u'shalom Me'ata v'yad olam Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Ushmor tzeitenu Uvoenu L'chaim u'shalom Me'ata v'yad olam Me'ata v'yad olam Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom
And in preparation for the Amidah, for those that would like to, we rise together and we take a moment for private meditation, following the prayers of our hearts, be able to have our own private conversations with God. Please pray silently.
The thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day. Eternity utters a day. Adonai Sfatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin. Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
In the midst of our Shabbos prayers, so do we turn our thought to those in need of healing and strength with our Mishaberach, linking ourselves with those in our community, friends, family who are in need of prayers, need of strength, need of connecting. And by listening and reading their names, so do we connect ourselves to them and to one another. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imutenu Sarav Kalei Avrachel. Hu Yivarech et the Cholim, merciful God, who's blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness and anxiety, especially those friends and family we mentioned this time. Larry Burke and Grace Geraldine Carafelli, Bonseal Campbell, Karen Casman, Margaret Kocha, Lindsay Cooper, Molly Cotent, Gary Fishman, Barb Flair, Sandy Flair, Karen Garassi, Kathy Gilman, Joseph Goldring, Lola Goldring, Sandy Gorosh, Batia Pesha Panina, Susan Greenberg, Charles Gross, Sherry Gutter, Susan Goralnik, Hank Heiser, Helen Indiana, Jane Jacobs, Bruce K., Serafina Coffrin, Marta Lazar, Henry Leopold, Francisco Leva, Michael Malley, Zoe Marcus, Beth Margolin, Joyce Mazza, Perry Moss, Lori Moss, Scott Miles, Kate Negron, Rabbi Robert Nosenchuk, Razel Bat Leah Miriam, Marjorie Penzine, Melanie Pohl, James Raftery, Arthur Reish, Joanne Reed, Jody Richmond, Alan Rosen, Mona Rosenbaum, the St. Amman family, Amy Selmanoff, Danny Shepard, Arnold Slutsky, Barbara Storm, Helene Wolf, as well as all those battling the coronavirus, both at home and in the hospital, the 53,117 American troops who've been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, and all the names in our hearts. Baruch Atah Adonai Rafah Cholim. Blessed are you, God, give strength to those in need.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say bless those in need of healing with Rafua Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal
As we've been doing for these past 11 and a half months, so do we add the special prayer for the healers, for those who directly help. Eloheinu v'Eloheinu v'Imotenu, or God and God of our ancestors, may the one who's blessed them bless all those who put themselves at risk to care for the sick, physicians and nurses and orderlies, technicians, home health aides, EMTs and pharmacists, hospital social workers, respiratory therapists, mental health professionals, and psychologists who navigate unfolding dangers of the world each day to tend to those they've sworn to help. Bless them in their coming home and bless them in their going out. Ease their fear, sustain them, source of all breath, healer of all beings. Protect them and restore their hope. Strengthen them that they may bring strength. Bless the sacred work of their hands. May the plague pass from among us speedily and in our days. And let us say, Amen. We rise now together for our concluding prayers. We begin with the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שמנו חלקנו כהם, בגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
The Kaddish may be understood as a praise for the gift of life, love, and thought. It is a reminder of all that came before us. It is a testament to the psalmists and sages, the poets and prophets of our people, who made our life and our faith possible. It is a celebration of our past, our present, and our future. Though it never mentions death, it is a reminder of all the friendships that we have cherished and the memories that we have shared. Even in the most painful times, the Kaddish is our statement of faith. And so on this Shabbat, we think of those friends and family who have been taken from us in these most recent days, whose Shiva and Shloshim we mark. Ilo Seidman, Daryl Bresak, Nisi Conroy, John David Goldstein, Sam Tolchin, Cy Goodman, Asya Bat Arkady, Zoila Zapata, Gabriel Pinkasov, Edie Boo Klein, Eleanor Zupke, Adele Kornfeld, Clara Selleck, Annette Sack, David Blank, Anna Solitskaya, Henry Binder, Jonathan Raven, as we mark Shana for Fanny Zuckerman, as well as the 7,038 Americans in our armed forces who have been killed in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the surrounding areas to date, and the 509,351 Americans who have lost their lives to the coronavirus. And to their names, with those whose memory in Shana we mark, whose yahrzeit we lovingly commemorate. Marcia Stern Alexander, Louis Alpiner, Harry Barish, Angel Berger, Alfred Berkowitz, Louis Berman, Laser Borderly, Joseph Canosa Jr., Brother Cass Costello, Jack Chernak, Pincus Cooperstock, William Elfman, Hal Irwin, Faye Feldman Ross, Pearl Fleischer, Frank Fox, Benjamin Friedman, Ida Gales, Joseph Goldberg, Arthur Goldfarb, Lena Silk Gerwin, Chris Heiser, Louis Hirschman, Carol Hornig, Dr. Arthur Howard, Celia Hyman, Alex Kasmer, Alexander Konikov, Bert Kornfeld, Sadie Kavinsky, Yetta Lopatin, Joseph Lowy, Saul Lumberg, Leo Mandel, Rhoda Moran, E. Ruth Newmarker, Laura Oberfeld, Doug Pergament, Muriel Gup Pease, Ethel Stern Porter, Pauline Foreman Robb, Leo Rug, Sanford Rope, Aggie Rubin, Ben Rudin, Sam Shepard, Fanny Schock, Fanny Shook, Doris Siegel, Ronald J. Silberman, Mary Tarnow, Rose Tarnow, Ethel Turman, Esther Bershad Vogel, Edward Winston, Sylvia Winston, Herzl Jakobsen, Abe Urofsky, Jack Urofsky, Sherwin Zamler, along with all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Do we join together in the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish, thanking God for the gift of life? Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon uvyomachon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivrach le'olam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha v'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya say shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all the bereaved among us here and everywhere. As together we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya say shalom aleinu.
Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos.
Happy Purim.
Happy Purim, although the sun is
I know,
setting, so
but
Purim
it's
has
sort of
ended.
gone.
Though, if you're in a walled city, you get to celebrate Purim on Sunday still. So, and at Temple Shir Shalom tomorrow night at 7:30, you can log on and enjoy some of the songs of our Purim spiel, a preview to what's going to be much bigger, and we'll read some of the Megillah and celebrate Purim together with a few drinks as well. So, I'm warming up right now. So if you'd like to join us for tomorrow night's Purim, you need to have the link. It's a webinar, actually. And so you can't just log on to YouTube. So if you follow the path of our emails that we've sent out, but if you can't get there, you can always message one of us or email us and we'll get you that link too. We want to make sure you can be a part of it tomorrow night for some fun. What other great things are on the horizon, Rabbi?
There's a new cooking series that we're going to be starting soon. which should be a lot of fun. March 15th, we have the first one. Sarah Kalish and Tiffany Fleischer are helping us out and are co-chairing an event that's going to be beyond the basics. So it'll be some fun Passover dishes to add to your repertoire to spice things up a little bit. And Paul Wirtz and Chef Hobby from Platinum Dish Catering are going to be doing the demonstration online. And it's actually a nice partnership. We're going to be and there's no charge for it, but there's a suggested donation, and all the money that's raised from that will go to Yad Ezra to their Passover holiday fund. So a nice way to be able to contribute and learn some new dishes as well. And there'll be information coming out about that soon. The following Sunday, the second part of that cooking series is going to happen. And Julie Ohana, who is a culinary arts therapist, is going to be leading a discussion and demonstrating some food yet as well that you can add to your Seders or to your Passover meals, and just talking about how to create conversations around your meals as well. And then the third part is going to be in April. I believe it's going to be on a Tuesday at noon, and will be a surprise chef at the moment coming all the way from Israel that will be teaching us some fun new dishes as well. So lots of great things with the cooking demonstrations and series that we're going to be happening. And as well, we also have a master speaker series that in March, we have a great speaker. And Rabbi, you want to share a little bit more about that speaker?
The March one?
Yes.
Yeah, I forget the order of, is the geneticist in March or the sociologist who's speaking, Matt Zagalnik, who's right, a sociologist and geneticist, and talking about does the apple fall far from the tree? And nurture versus nature, I believe, and things too. And Mark Rosenbaum is actually going to be talking in the future in May, I believe, who was the attorney who sued Detroit schools for the right to literacy case. It was featured in the Detroit News about, 6 weeks ago or so. A really fascinating case that Governor Whitmer took on to really settle that case and get more money for the schools and to help out, because noticing children who were illiterate but had been in school and weren't delinquent in their commitment, but schools were failing them. So really important individuals who will have a chance to teach us, and we're excited for that. But you know what I'm most excited about, Rabbi?
What's that?
Shoresh is back in person on Sunday morning at 9:30. Yeah. Because for those who don't know, our religious school, Shoresh, has been meeting in person, and we did it up to Thanksgiving. And then we took a break as the weather got colder, and we resume again on February 28th on Sunday. We've been renting the campsite of the JCC, the day camp, out there in the fields, and been having a great time being in person, outdoors, totally, safe, wearing our masks all the time. And it's really wonderful. We have so many kids who are joining us, and so many high schoolers and 7th and 8th graders will help us, and so many teachers who are so committed to that as well. Speaking of which, we have some students who are observing our services today, and usually, they're U of D students in a comparative religion class and a inclusivity class as well, and equality in faith. And our friend, Professor Bob Rutel, asked us to host some students. And so welcome for those of you who are watching our services tonight. We love to have you in person, and we can get to meet you, and you can ask questions face to face. But thanks to Mindy Nathan, who I know has been behind the scenes as a host and a guide, have been there as well. So really nice. So any questions that have appeared during our Tish? One answer to one question: no, I did stop drinking last night when the screen went dark as we celebrated Purim, and this is a new drink for today. Got through the day just fine. Thank you. L'chaim.
Excellent. Nothing in the chat beyond that. So we will wish everybody then a Shabbat Shalom as we close and we get ready to whether you're eating a meal or getting ready to relax for the rest of the evening, we join together.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you. May God protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May God shine upon you. May God shine through you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha וישים לך shalom.
May God always be a part of who you are, who we are, giving us all of our hopes, all of our blessings, giving us the joy of community and the health and safety we hope for and dream of, and most of all, blessing us with shalom, with peace. Amen.
וישים לך shalom.